Hi,
And
everyone.
everyone. So welcome. We recently listened to Abraham now. Very, very nice. Just taking in the energy and allowing it to become more because it's always non-physical in that energy. Just like aligning up and shining up everything from within to letting ourselves to know that all is well, all is good, and we are here for becoming and be focusing on those things that feels good to us and to knowing that that is our freedom and that is our growth there, that is the joy of being here. And she talked a lot about that freedom, growth, and joy. And also in the opening she talked, she always ending with there is great love here for you. So Jen, do you want to open up with that? There is great love here for you. She always ending that with that energy and to explain people what she means now, because she was explaining now more about what she meant, what she
Mhm,
mean about there's great love here for you.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, I love this. This broadcast was so beautiful, and as was your intro. And that is so true. Abraham will always say, there is great love here for you. And what they are saying is from the non-physical perspective, there is love, right? Love without resistance, love where we are the object of attention, and recognizing that as source holds their unwavering focus, their attention upon us in that space of non-resistant love and appreciation, the expansion that is experienced is exponential. It is the leading edge. It is what it allows for that leading edge and for our vortexes to be filled, that because every asking we have is given. There is great love. When we're experiencing contrast, there is great love. When we're experiencing joy, there is great love. When we're experiencing freedom, there is great love, exponential love without that resistance. And I love today in the broadcast because there were so many examples of how we can, in essence, have an opportunity to really feel and flow as source does, to be more in that space of feeling that great love, that exponential love, that unwavering love, regardless of conditions, regardless of whatever's going on with coworkers. If your mother is in a place where she's near transition, whether, there was many examples of this, but we have always the ability to flow in the direction of joy. And in flowing in the direction of joy, we will feel and find that love. We will feel and find that. And to be able to do that unconditionally is the greatest joy in this human experience that we can experience. And knowing that we are so free to choose to do that or not. Oh, because we are so free, but that we can. And I know for myself, and I'm guessing you too, Espen, at times in your life when you have been amidst something where things were maybe, as other people would say, wow, that doesn't look good. But you were there and you were able to say, no, this is good. I feel the love. I feel the joy. I feel source. Everything is in its perfect place of becoming. Nothing has gone wrong here. Everything is going right. And to be able to be that stable component. It's beautiful, it's enlivening, and it really connects us to who we truly are. And as one of the greatest delights, the most exhilarating experiences of our entire human experience, and allows for ongoing expansion of our universe in such a way. Our vortexes are so full. Everything is in its perfect place of becoming. And there is always more.
Mm.
Yeah, so good.
It is wonderful, and it's so there was so much expansion for today, and so the awareness that you are loved and that you are loved, and it's like that
Mhm.
kind of feeling of that you don't have to earn love because you are love. It's like that expansion to know. You should talk about that when you are loved, when you are in the space of love, then you don't reaching for love. When you're not receiving, you are in that space, and then there is the energy that comes more from that space for you to receive more than. But you don't thinking about it with that you're receiving love when you are in love, right? You're not having any thought of like, oh, now I'm in love, now I'm feeling the energy of it. You just feel it unconditionally because that's who you are. And yeah, there was so much thing, but something I love for you to open up with, Jen, is like the timing. There was something beautiful what you share about that, the divine timing. So what was the
Yeah.
question? There was something a question about it. I didn't hear everything about it, but if you want to open that up, there was so much wonderful sharings from that.
Yeah, well, oh, I just want to add on just a little bit to what you shared first about that desire, which we often, you'll hear expressed by others, a desire to feel loved. I want to find this partner, this mate, this love. I want to find this love. And the way to go about doing that is to really recognize that we are love. We are love. And to find something to love. Because when you are in the space of expressing love unconditionally, you are a vibrational match for that love which you desire to receive. And just like you said, you won't have any attention upon it. It's the most natural thing. But if you feel a shortage of love, I feel unloved, I feel unworthy of love, you cannot receive it because you are not a vibrational match. But when you are, in essence, loving unconditionally, even if and it doesn't even matter the object of your focus in that, it's when you are expressing that unconditional love, you are a vibrational match to receive it. And knowing that when you are expressing that love and holding your focused attention upon somebody in that frequency of love, you are expanding. That this is what source does for us. This is what our inner being does for us. It holds that focused love attention upon us. It's so, so beautiful. And and then to speak to the other component that you shared about divine timing.
Mm.
Yeah, this is magnificent. There's lots of questions in this universe around time. And it's understanding that in this particular human experience, time serves us very well in many ways if we allow it to. Time is the focuser, right? It allows us to know what is now, right? It allows us to know what has preceded us and where we're going, right? It allows these things. Time is amazing, but from the perspective of source, it is timeless, right? Timeless. But they have a appreciation for our human perspective of how we work with time. It is a beautiful component of this physical experience, just like we have gravity, just like we have different kinds of resistance and inertia and different physical components. We have time, right? And it's really understanding when you are feeling and flowing with your alignment, you have the perception of time from a human perspective in a way that serves you, meaning you know what day it is, you know what time if you have something scheduled, you know that time component. But what you don't have is worry of time or lack of time or shortage of time, right? You don't have these things. You just feel how it is serving you as you flow forward, recognizing all of your power is in your now. Your alignment is in your now, not the physical now, the vibrational now, the now where source is. And in that space, we are the recipients of divine timing, meaning they shared a wonderful story, and I won't go into the whole length of it, but where they had a vehicle that they were using. Jerry and Esther, this was when Jerry was still living, they had purchased it, and it was not a brand new vehicle. It was actually a vehicle that the previous owner had raced with and crashed into things, some kind of a derby type of a vehicle. And they had found a purpose for using this to assist with their chickens, to keep them protected from the wonderful skunks. And anyway, in the process of doing this, um, they had taken this vehicle and had attached a heavy trailer to it and had driven it for 300 miles. And all of a sudden, after, well, not all of a sudden, but as they're coming near, they dropped off the trailer, and now they're coming to the culmination on their way back to their space. All of a sudden, they see these sparks flying from their vehicle. And I recognized they'd had a broken axle. And of course, these sparks happened right when they were right across so they could exit to the place to have it repaired. That's divine timing. They had driven 300 miles with a very heavy trailer with a broken axle. But
Oh, that's a great story.
it right
Yeah.
it didn't it came into its place of needing its beautiful physical repair. Remember, we live in a physical environment. It did it with divine timing. It would have been a much different scenario had they been out of alignment and that axle had broken when they were driving at a high rate of speed with a trailer behind them. Right? It could have been something very different. So it is divine timing. And when we're feeling and flowing with our alignment, we all have divine timing. We see how the
It's
time parameters in this physical universe serve us well. We see how things happen divinely. Everything has that potentiality. But it's up to us as the perceivers to be open to that, right? If we feel that things are going wrong, or if we're worried, we're not going to be the recipient of divine timing. Divine timing comes when we're feeling good, when we are feeling and flowing in our alignment. And in that space, yes, the axle still broke, but it broke at the perfect place in the perfect time.
right.
And that's the point of it. Yeah, so beautiful.
I love what she said. We are more, we are more. What does she say about we can have this physical experience? We are more can experience those things when we're thinking about something, and to have we are more what she called powerful or something. I didn't remember. She was
Oh,
saying something around that, but I like my
yeah.
I will share something because I had an experience today. I was skiing. And I was writing last day. I had a writing things down from the appreciation. I felt so good, and I started to thinking about like a little bit. I was just leaning in the direction of past experience, but it was feeling good because that was like leading the energy of it, and just like what haven't been experienced from the past that I experienced over and over again, like a repetition or something like that. And then I mentioned, I have those things when I'm skiing or something. There's always something fun to see. Once I see that sky like a triangle. I've never seen a sky like a triangle before. Like it will forms like this, like it's a triangle. And I was like looking at that, and I have many times now today. I was skiing and there was snowing, and then when I was to turn around and I look at the view, then the sky was open up and the sun was going. It was. I have some picture from that on my Facebook as well. I was just sharing, and it's like I've been seeing those things many times. Like things have been opening up when I've been running or when I've been skiing. That things are just like suddenly it's snowing and then everything just open up and just showing me the sun and show me a beautiful the best pictures that you can take with my photos with my phone. And it's like I have experienced this a lot, and like
Mhm.
she talking a lot about we can create reality, when things can come, when you're aware, when you are deliberating and you are more focused in the direction of what you want, you can experience these things starting to occur, things starting to giving you the sign of that. And I have many of those experiences now, those days, more and more. I'm more aware of it now. Just like Jerry had a story about it too. I listened from the Ask, and it's given DVD, and he talked about it. He had a lot of those stories with himself, that things are just like coming to him in a way, and just like, and he had his signs and those things. So it's so wonderful, and just like letting her know that something I also love what she shared, Abraham shared, was that don't let the world train you. You train the world. You know, when you are deliberate creating your own reality and you are more aware of those things, it feels good to you. And
Mhm.
then you will see those aspects more in your life. You will experience those things more real. You know, that will happen in real time. It will be a real life experience for you
Mhm.
more and more. So do you have something like you want to share about that?
I
Because there's so many
do.
signs for myself now. I have so many signs everywhere I'm walking. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah,
things is just
I
opening up, and I'm just like, it's very fun to have those experiences and to be aware of that. You know, yes, it's something about it because I didn't see those things so much before, but now I do. So there's
yeah,
a new point of attraction what I now have more of. You know, things just working much easier.
yeah. Oh, I love everything you shared, and I'm so happy to share on this. There was a segment in the broadcast today, and for me, mm, it was such a beautiful segment. And it was a person that said, when I was a child, I used to be able to look up at the clouds and move them at my will. They would respond to my vibrational request. And then somewhere along the line, I lost my ability to do that. And then they said, just that the day when they had sent in their letter, that they had been able to do it again. They had thought of a dolphin, and the cloud turned into a dolphin for them, right at their asking. And they said, Abraham, what is this? And Abraham said, you have reclaimed your power. This is who we really are. We have those abilities. And as children, we had those abilities. When we came into this physical experience, we have these abilities, right? Now, we didn't necessarily know how to operate our human bodies so well, but we knew the energy, right? And then, just like what you added, life has oftentimes, no blame here, right? But life has oftentimes trained some of these things away from us. There was another lady who had written in and said, my daughter is not wanting to do some of her assignments. What should I do? Should I just let her fail? And Abraham said, oh, let her believe in that girl, right? She has a powerful wanting. Let her feel and find her way. She wants to feel the universe responding to her. She doesn't want to be, at the bent to the will of something or someone else, some human influence. She wants to feel her place in this universe. And we all desire that. There is not such a joy, although maybe we've been trained to feel the joy of saying, good job, you've got your assignment done. Good job, you are a good student, right? As much as there would be the joy of saying, I love this assignment. This was amazing. I learned the most awesome things, and I wrote about this, and then this, and this. Because doing something for the joy of you
Mm.
is much different than doing something to please this someone else, a human component, a human stream of consciousness. And just like the person who could now again had regained that power to shift those clouds, right? This is what this human experience is all about. To really come in again to feeling and flowing in our own alignment. And what has happened right now in this universe environmentally, um, is really giving each of us an opportunity to tune in and to focus more deliberately on our own desires. And know that the most important thing that any of us can do is to flow in the direction of our desires, to flow in the direction of that which feels good, to flow in the direction of that which feels joyful, right? And to do it freely because it feels good to us, not because it's pleasing to somebody or something outside of us, but because it lines up with us, with the broader intention of who we are. And knowing that in that space, that doesn't mean we're pushing against that teacher that wants that assignment done or any of those other things, but instead we're lining up with who we really are. And this is a balancing act, right? This is something where we have to feel and find our way through. Oftentimes people get tripped up in this and go, yes, push against that teacher, or push against that child who's not doing their assignment, or push against that parent. But it's the pushing against that gets us all gummed up and makes it so we can't move those clouds, so to speak. Right? But when we come back into feeling and flowing from our own perspective, we see not only can we move the clouds, but we can fit cooperatively within the environment we're in. We can find our balance. We can freely flow forward in the direction of joy. We are not so conditionalized, and we can see those conditions that are around us for what they are. And oftentimes they can add to our experience. But in the times that they don't, we don't push against them. We just shift our focus. And this is the joy of life. This is truly coming into that space of unconditional alignment and truly regaining the power of who we are. So I love everything you shared, Espen. I love that you could see that transformation in the sky, the triangularness, these other experiences, and pay attention to these.
So fun. And I love, and also because she talk about you can't have prosperity before you feel it.
Right.
Feel it first. And now today the prosperity game on the asking is given. And I feel so like, this is something now I feel so different about it. It's just like I feel more fun about it. I feel more like playful, and like I love to play this game. I want to do this every day because just to shift the point of attraction and to shift the focus. Albert Einstein say, logic will take you from A to B. That is like what is, but imagination can take you everywhere, and that is the opening of knowing that you can imagine anything and everything you want because there is no limits there. There's a buffet of things on the table, but there is no limits there. There is just unlimited things on the table, and you can focus on whatever. And when those games and those things, what Abraham shared from Asking is Giving, so wonderful tools, like the appreciation thing with writing things down that you appreciate. You train your vibration into the alignment with the appreciation and feeling the energy of it. The same with this box, you're having pictures, things you want to experience, and you're putting in the box, and there's things you feel good about when you're looking at this picture because it's alignment first and then looking at those things. You have that in the box. And I've been doing this process, and I just have feeling this is so fun. And today with the prosperity game, with the thing, and just like I've started to write, what would I use the $1,000 now if I have it mentally? And it's an exercise thing because it's not about this. It's about the vibration of what you want and the desire. And when you can feel it and match up to the energy of it, and you practice, because that's something she share about. It's a practice thing, she talk about it, enlightenment. When enlightenment is a practice thing over a time. You practice the vibration of the alignment, and then this is a dominant vibration, and that is more of you, that you in everything you experience in every moment. So it's a practice thing, and when we have those tools, we can practice the vibration of it. Instead for practice the action, taking action. I need to do this, but practice to come into alignment and feeling good first, and then when you're taking action, it's another energy. It's a different results from what you're doing. And for myself as well, I know when I having the best when I'm skiing. For example, I segment intently. I love the feeling, the energy of skiing. I love feeling energized, and I love feeling focused forward, focused in the now, focused, new and refreshed, and forward focused. And I segment intently, I feel the energy of it. Then when I'm skiing, I'm just like feeling and enjoying. And I feel this whole skiing part is much easier and it's much more fun, and I feel more focused in the way when I'm skiing, not so much thinking about, oh, this is heavy, or oh no, this is like, I'm just like being in the moment of skiing and enjoying the whole process of it. And it's so wonderful to have those tools to practice our vibration, to our well-being, and to be more there, because it's to um, she share about the difference. It's different, but it's like it's up to us to know if that is advantage for us or disadvantage for us. And that is the kind of the practice of the vibration, because when things are happening, conditions are happening all the time, I know I can't control what other people think or feel, and I can't control the outside and what's going on there. And I can't, want this to be there, and if it's not, then I'm just like, I can't control the outside, but I can always control the way I feel from within, in whatever what's going on from this experience, the next and the next. And as I'm more deliberate about my experience now and forward, and being aware of how the way I feel, she talked a lot about the most important aspect, to really come to place, to really care about how you are feeling. How are you feeling? You know, to be more aware of that. It's because that is very, very important to you. That's why we here. We want to feel good. That's natural. Everyone want to feel good, and when we can feel the joy of it, and we can feel the freedom and the growth, and we can feel how fun it is, every experience taking place now and forward. So there's so many things there. Just like she talked about the vibrational escrow. Do you want to expand on that, Jen?
Well, I want to add to all the wonderful because there you
So
said
good, man.
so many good things, and I love all of it. And the thing that I love the most that you said, that is there, and that Abraham said as well, is there is nothing more important than how we feel, and that we are deliberately aimed in the direction of joy, of feeling good, of deliberately choosing to feel good. That will always be our highest place, when we are feeling good. And I have to say, what you are doing, going through the book, Ask and It Is Given, and this earlier today, you had done process number 5, the prosperity game. Amazing, amazing. This will give you a sense of, and as are all the processes, all that you've done,
Mhm.
1 through 5, so beautiful. And it will give you a sense of reactivating your imagination and coming into who you really are. You will feel like that person who said, I used to be able to move the clouds and then I couldn't, but today I could again. You'll feel that, because it is when we really come into that space of feeling so good that we do come in contact with our imagination. What is our imagination? It's really us receiving images from our vortex, right? It's where source dwells. It is who we have already vibrationally become. It's when we're really feeling and flowing in that space. And you can only get to that space when you feel good, when your good feeling is above all else. And I know that may sound like, oh my gosh, it's only about me and how I feel, but something really magical happens when you come into this space of deliberately flowing in that feel goodness decidedly. You come into the understanding that it's not just me, it's we,
Mm.
because we are extensions of all that is. We are extensions of source, of God. We are all in this together. And so when we are doing our part, right, so to speak, we are doing it in the way that only we can. By feeling good, we are activating that source energy, allowing it to flow to us and through us, bringing our vortex into this human experience and offering it out in a way that others feel that. But you don't do it because of that. You do it because it feels so good to you. Remember, like I expressed earlier, for those that want to feel more love in their life, it comes from you recognizing you are the love, and then expressing that
Mm.
love out, finding objects of attention to focus your love upon, right? To shower your love upon, because it really is us stepping into who we really are and coming
Mm.
into that space, recognizing we are the great love. We are this. And life is giving us so many opportunities to feel and flow in that direction. And Abraham was very honest. And I'll just end this in closing. Um, you know, when you look out conditionally around us, there's a lot of things happening right now. Wow, there's a lot happening in this universe. And there's a lot of different places where you could hold your focus. But if you look out conditionally around you, you will be in a space of being detached from that which who you really are. But when you feel your place, when you feel the love that you are, and you shower your focused attention upon this beautiful universe, you find objects of your attention to shower it upon, then you will be who you intended to be. Um, it's like somebody had a post on Facebook today, and it was so magnificent. They said, when you're looking out at your universe around you, your surroundings, and expecting them to change to please you, it's like you looking in the mirror with a somber face, expecting the mirror to smile back so you can feel good. You have to do it. You have to hold and focus who you are upon those objects for that transformation, or those people, or the environment to come, and not be worried about what anybody else is doing. You doing that with unwavering focus is what Source does. Source holds unwavering love, that focus upon you, unwavering appreciation, even when you're in the midst of contrast, even when you're experiencing negative emotion or resisting. That focus upon you is unwavering. And we all have the ability to line up with it. And when we are doing this in this physical universe, it is the strongest influence for all that is. So
I
good.
love it. So good. Yeah, it feels good. So many good things, and just more to come. And just so wonderful. I just love all of this. Abraham now, the best life now. Every day, it's just like I feel like there is nothing needing us from. I got it all from within, and it's just expanding and becomes more as I'm allowing it to be. And that is such a nice freedom to feel, and I know, and to also know and understand that we all have that freedom, and we are all in this together. But it is up to me to focus and choosing what feels best to me. And that is for all of us, that we are creating our own world. And we are we are creating our own world, not the world creating us, but we are creating our own world. And that is our freedom, our growth, and our joy, and more to come.
And more to come. So great. Oh,
Yeah.
I love you all. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. You are doing amazing. Espen, this was so fantastic. Oh,
Yeah,
love you.
absolutely.
I love everyone so
This
much.
is so
Very,
amazing.
very
Joyful
much.
all. Thank you. Good.